Hello everyone, it's your girl Billie Jane here with PCAL Financial Group Partnership in creating a legacy. I love to help families create a knowledge legacy using the gift of education and our ESPs. And I also am really passionate about helping families create a hedge of protection around their legacies using insurance. And for those of you who are business owners, I love to show you how you can not only protect your business legacy, but also enhance it with some creative insurance strategies. Now, what day is it today? It's Tip Tuesday, and I'm so thrilled to be here with another tip of the week. Now, the last few weeks, we have been talking about protecting legacy with insurance, and I turned things a bit on its head. I talked about how you should first and foremost protect where your risk is highest. Put the mask on yourself and protect your financial legacy by using living benefits. There are curveballs that'll be thrown at you that you most likely will survive, but your wallets may not. So use things like critical illness and like disability and things like long-term care to protect your financial future while you are still here. Then, once you've got that intact, I talked about turning around and putting the gas mask on your survivors, your beneficiaries, so that if those curveballs, if you don't survive those curveballs, their futures are secured, and you do that with life insurance. Then I decided to do what I love to do, is to go multi-generational and share some really creative strategies on how we can take this the next generation. And I talked about doing the same thing for our kids, putting a gas mask on them so that if life throws them a curveball, your grandchildren's future, well, actually their lives are still secure to continue to be able to take care of your grandchildren, all right? So we talked about critical illness and disability for kids and for youth. Now, I want to talk about how you can put the gas mask on your grandchildren. How? By making sure that your children have life insurance should anything happen that would throw them a curveball that they don't survive. Your grandchildren's future are intact. And we do that again with life insurance. And this is so amazing to do for kids, because for kids, we can lock them in for insurance at rates that are a fraction of what it is for us. Why? Because they are young and they are healthy. Now, these multi-generational strategies, again, I repeat, these are strategies to use once your own future, your own lives are secure, both you yourself now and your children, should you not survive the curveballs that life may throw at us. That you do first and foremost. Once you've got that intact, then let's go multi-generational and let's make sure that our seed and the seed of our seed are taken care of. So let's talk about life insurance for kids. Now we're going to put the gas mask on our grandchildren. Life insurance for kids. Now for kids, we're not looking at temporary insurance or term insurance, which I've explained in a previous talk. This time we are talking about permanent insurance. Why? Because permanent insurance has an investment component, all right, that is growing with time. And our kids have decades on us for compounding that eighth wonder of the world to really work. That snowball would be huge by the time they need to use it, okay? So this is why this is so powerful to do for our kids. Now, when I talked about life insurance for you, yourself, and if you look at permanent insurance for yourself, it's got an investment component. That the idea of this is that your insurance is growing. You structure it so that it grows with time and compounds, and you participate in the growth of this money, okay? That your survivors, your beneficiaries will be able to tap into. The thing is, you yourself can also tap into that money while you are here, while you are alive and well. Now, what you are doing essentially is accessing that money ahead of time, right? You're getting an advance from your survivors with that money. So if you want that money to go to them, you do need to repay that with interest, because that money would have been growing with interest for them, okay? That's if you go to the insurance company to tap into that. We call that a policy loan. Guess what? Your kids can do the same. You get an insurance policy for them. It is compounding at greater rates because it's got a longer time to grow that they can tap into, all right, from the insurance company. And when you go to the insurance company, you don't have to worry about your credit score or anything like that. All you need to do is say you need access to the money within business days. They will transfer that money to your child's account if they say they need access to the money. Then they can decide if they want to return that fund. And if they do, know that interest is accumulating, okay? Whether they return it or not, interest is accumulating, and the difference when you do transition or when your kids transition, the difference is given to the beneficiaries, hopefully your grandchildren, okay? So that's how they can access money from the insurance company, and they don't need to negotiate anything except that they need these funds and whether they want to repay it or not. Now, if this is great, especially if our credit situation may not be ideal, our credit score may not be that strong, but we need access to capital. But if our credit score is strong, guess what? You can take your insurance policy with this investment account attached to it and collateralize it. Go to the bank and say, I'd like to get a loan and use my insurance policy as collateral. And then you can negotiate the interest rate, and your kids can do the same to access capital. So really, when you've got insurance, you know that your kids will be able to access capital for purchasing a home, starting a business, just living, maybe having some money to live on through retirement. They can have access to that money, okay? So this is something that's really, really powerful with insurance, that you've got something that not only protects should the unexpected happen, but it also provides access to capital. And for those within my community, this is something that's vitally important. When we know the truth is that there are discriminatory banking practices that our community may face, okay? So knowing that you can always access capital, your children's children can access capital through an insurance policy is great. Do you know that it is insurance policy that has created some amazing things that we enjoy? Disneyland. Walt Disney was no longer able to get capital from the bank. He accessed capital from his insurance policy to start Disneyland. Amazing. The owner of the Pampered Chef, she was able to access money to start her business from an insurance policy. J.C. Penney, John Cash Penney, he was able to get J.C. Penney off the ground by accessing funds and insurance policy. This is powerful, and it is especially powerful compounding with time when we talk about the next generation. So consider these thoughts as you explore how you can expand your legacy. And I've got another exciting tip. You got to tune in next week to share about how we can accelerate things even further. So tune in next week. You got any questions about what I shared this week? I know it's a bit of information. Don't hesitate to reach out, ask questions, share if you know that this is helpful to somebody, all right? I would love to be able to serve. You can reach me here on social media. You can reach me at info@pcalfinancialgroup.ca. I'm so looking forward to helping you. See you next week for another tip of the week. Bye.